The hype machine hasn't just arrived in Cleveland, it's erupting like a tidal wave, tearing through years of mediocrity, dragging along whispers of failure and replacing them with a roaring question mark in the form of a fifth-round rookie named Shedeur Sanders. For 2 decades, Cleveland has been the graveyard of quarterbacks, a carousel that never stopped spinning, swallowing up every savior they threw under center. But now, something different is happening. Not a flicker of promise, not the empty hope of a New Jersey launch, but a genuine cultural shift wrapped in the frame of a 22-year-old whose father happens to be the most flamboyant defensive back in football history, and yet whose own grind is louder than the name printed across his backplate. The viral clip of Shedeur training alone in the pouring rain didn't just break timelines because it looked cinematic. It shattered cynicism because it felt real. No trainer yelling one more rep for the camera, no custom media crew editing hype reels, no endorsement campaign carefully packaging sweat into a commercial. Just a young quarterback, soaked to the bone, hammering the same footwork drills over and over until his cleats sank into the mud like anchors. The video wasn't staged, wasn't polished, it was leaked, captured by a team assistant shocked that a rookie had returned to the field after hours, long after teammates left, repeating deep outs into a wind strong enough to drive veterans indoors. It wasn't content. It was obsession, and obsession is what Cleveland has been missing. Suddenly, the whispers started. Players texted clips to each other. "Yo, you seen this?" Coaches exchanged raised eyebrows in film sessions. And most telling, veterans began showing up earlier than they had in years. Because how could you roll in casually when the rookie quarterback was out there in the midnight rain outworking the entire roster? That's the difference. Viral videos don't win jobs, but habits revealed in those moments change locker rooms. Still, the NFL is merciless. Nobody cares how pretty the grind looks if it doesn't translate between the hash marks, but here's the kicker, it does. Shedeur Sanders hasn't just looked promising in training camp, he's been dismantling the expectations of what a rookie, especially a fifth rounder, is supposed to be. 75% completions across live reps, not scripted 7-on-7s, not no-contact routes. Live drills against pros with one goal, rattle him. Instead, he's slicing defenses like a surgeon, hitting timing windows rookies usually miss by feet, not inches. Red zone drills where the game shrinks and the margin for error is microscopic are where Shedeur has been deadliest. Calm in chaos. No panic, no wasted steps. Receivers aren't just running routes, they're running them sharper because they know if they break with precision, the ball will already be in the air. Offensive linemen are protecting harder because they've already seen him point out blitz packages before the snap, calling protections most rookies aren't trusted with until year 2. He's even adjusting plays at the line. Real-time audibles coaches typically restrict until a quarterback earns their stripes. The veterans, they notice. In fact, the locker room pulse is shifting. You want to know who a team believes in? Don't ask management. Watch practice. When Shedeur makes a mistake, the silence is deafening. Not because the room doubts him, but because they trust he'll fix it the very next rep. That faith isn't handed out. It's earned, and he's earning it faster than any Cleveland quarterback in years. But here's where the storm swells higher, who he's doing it with. These aren't first-string reps. Shedeur hasn't been spoon-fed chemistry with the top weapons or cushioned by the safety net of starters. He's been paired with backups, fringe receivers, guys fighting for roster spots. And he's still producing highlight throws, still keeping drives alive, still orchestrating movement down the field. Imagine what happens when the training wheels come off, when the starters line up with him, when the playbook opens wide. That's when ceilings stop rising, they explode. Kevin Stefanski isn't blind to it either. The Browns coach, known for caution over chaos, has begun shifting language. What began as developmental reps has already morphed into evaluation periods. That's coach speak for, we're not ruling out anything anymore. Translation, this kid isn't just here to learn, he's here to compete. And more dangerous than a coaching staff warming to a rookie is a locker room already rallying behind one. Offensive linemen talk about how he makes their jobs easier with protections. Receivers beg for reps with him because they know the ball comes out crisp and on time. Running backs talk about the way space opens when he audibles against a creeping safety. He isn't just playing quarterback, he's orchestrating the offense like a veteran maestro. And unlike so many, Pressure is the great filter in football, the weight that has destroyed countless quarterbacks who looked the part in training camp but collapsed when the lights hit. Cleveland knows that pressure better than any city in America. The jerseys with 20 crossed-out names, the heartbreak of draft busts, the veterans who came and went, it has all been forged in the crucible of disappointment. And yet, Shedeur Sanders doesn't look like he's carrying that weight. He looks like he's thriving in it. Why? Because he's been training for this exact stage his entire life. This isn't a rookie stumbling into opportunity by accident. This is a quarterback built brick by brick, drill by drill, rep by rep, into a machine designed to thrive in chaos. From the moment he first picked up a football, Deion didn't raise a star kid, he raised a field general. Shedeur wasn't running backyard plays, he was dissecting coverages. He wasn't dreaming of highlight reels, he was mastering timing routes. He doesn't just know football, he breathes it. And that's why the storm brewing in Cleveland feels so different. The Browns don't just have a promising rookie, they have a fully formed leader who is years ahead of schedule. Most rookies crumble when the pocket collapses. Shedeur doesn't even blink. He's seen those looks thousands of times on film. He's studied the rotations. He's rehearsed the bailout routes. Red zone pressure doesn't shrink him. It sharpens him. He's been running those scenarios since high school against corners who are now in the NFL. His preparation is the antidote to Cleveland's curse. That's why fans already feel it. At camp, the loudest cheers come when Sanders takes the huddle. Local shops are already selling out of jerseys with his name on the back. Radio callers who once ranted about wasted seasons now sound hopeful again. This city has been starving for belief, and Shedeur, without even officially being named the starter, has given them a taste of it. The question now isn't whether the fans are ready, it's whether the organization is bold enough to act. Kevin Stefanski has been cautious in public, but actions always speak louder. More first-team reps, more goal line opportunities, more freedom at the line of scrimmage. That's not an accident. That's not a developmental plan. That's a coach preparing for the inevitable. Shedeur has forced his hand. The tipping point is coming. Every quarterback competition reaches a moment where it's no longer about potential but proof. And Shedeur has stacked proof like bricks. The Browns can keep pretending it's an open competition, but the locker room already knows. The offense moves differently with him. The defense respects him. And leadership, real leadership, can't be ignored. Here's the harsh reality. Deshaun Watson isn't the answer. The contract says franchise quarterback, but the play says liability. Kenny Pickett isn't the answer either. A cast-off still trying to prove he belongs. Dillon Gabriel may grow into something, but he's not ready. Joe Flacco is a memory. The only player commanding the field with conviction is the rookie they weren't supposed to need. That's why this isn't hype. This is clarity staring Cleveland in the face. And yet clarity comes with fear. Handing the reins to a fifth-round rookie is more than a football decision. It's an admission. An admission that money was wasted, that reputations tied to Watson are anchors, that draft capital on others might as well be dust. But football isn't played on spreadsheets. It's played on grass. And on that grass, Shedeur Sanders is the only quarterback who looks like he belongs. That's the truth the front office can't hide forever. And here's the part the media still hasn't grasped. Shedeur isn't asking for time. He's demanding the moment. He doesn't want to be protected from pressure. He absorbs it. He channels it. He weaponizes it. Pressure is where diamonds form, and Shedeur was raised in fire. Every year, Cleveland has rolled out a new quarterback with trembling hands, haunted eyes, and a city waiting to pounce on the first mistake. This time, it feels different, because Shedeur isn't scared of that microscope. He's been under it since he was a teenager. Every mistake broadcast, every decision critiqued, every ounce of his game scrutinized through the lens of being primetime's son. That microscope never broke him. It refined him. And now, it's his advantage. Where other rookies see pressure as suffocation, he sees it as oxygen. That's why his teammates believe. That's why his coach is shifting. That's why the fans are louder. Because for the first time in decades, Cleveland has a quarterback who doesn't just want the stage, he owns it. Strip away the contracts, strip away the politics, strip away the media spin. What's left is undeniable. Shedeur Sanders is ready right now, not 2 years from now, not with more reps, right now. The tape shows it, the numbers prove it, the locker room feels it, and if Cleveland,